Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another AMV Nightmare podcast. I am, as usual, your host, Shadow Mercury, and today we are going to be talking about something that's coming up in a couple of months that most of us are quite excited about, which is Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Because of this, I have gathered all of the Pokemon trainers from within the studio, pulling them away from all of the hard work they're doing, and
had to go there.
Yep.
At least I'm actually editing stuff.
Shut up. And so we're all gonna talk about what we're excited about, what we're nervous about, and what we're hoping this game will bring us. So, to prove that we have the credentials to even talk about this, I have been playing Pokemon ever since the very beginning with Special Pikachu Edition Yellow. Moving on, I don't know how to even introduce you anymore. Adam Slave.
Hey. Wow. And yes, my name is Adam Slave. Sometimes I'm known as Adam. And yes, I've been around since Pokemon Blue. And I've basically been playing every single Pokemon game up until Omega Ruby. And then I kind of had a bit of a hiatus going on until Arceus came out, because that was like my shit. I really love Arceus. But super excited when Scarlet Violet comes out, so I already got a pre-order on that, so can't wait.
Woo. Also joining us, Hosokawa.
Hey guys, I'm Hosokawa37. I've been playing Pokemon since Yellow, I skipped out on Red and Blue, but anywho. And then I played up until about Black and White, and then I've been kind of I did take a break from it, but lately I've been playing Pokemon Platinum randomized Nuzlocke, and then I have Pokemon Sword, or actually Shield, whenever I get time.
We also have with us today Sakura Yuki.
Hello, I'm Sakura Yuki. I've been playing Pokemon also since Yellow, traveling all across Kanto with my Pikachu by my side. Great times. And using all of the wonderful, wonderful game hacks that used to exist back in the day.
I gotta love that old bullshit.
Unlimited Master Balls.
Oh yeah, the missing gnome glitch. Oh, good times.
Sadly, that didn't exist in Yellow. They've patched that.
No, it did exist in Yellow.
Oh, I could never find it.
Maybe also, you just weren't lucky.
Also, last but not least, our Galarian trainer in exile, Striker.
Hello, this is Soul Striker 7s. I'm actually the opposite of everyone else. I never played a mainline game originally. Walked a bit of the anime, played spin-off games like Snap and Colosseum.
Good games, good
but
games.
I didn't. Yep. But I didn't play any mainline games until more recently, that being Let's Go, Shining Pearl, and Legends Arceus. But ever since then, I've been quite avid about it, more so than some of my long-term friends, so I'm hoping I'll be able to bring a different perspective.
Speaking of spin-offs, anybody have traumatic flashbacks of Hey You Pikachu?
Oh, fuck.
No, I never did.
Nope. I never played it.
My parents keep wondering why I'm yelling at the TV.
I never owned it personally, but I had some friends who had it, and we had a lot of fun trying to get Pikachu to do stuff.
I actually enjoyed the game.
At the same time, though, yes, there was a lot of screaming at the television, and a lot of you fucking retarded yellow rat.
So, video games in general.
Yes.
Yep.
Anywho, so in preparation for this podcast, all of us have watched the most recent 3 trailers for Scarlet and Violet that have been released so far, not including the competitive trailer showing off all the new abilities and items and stuff, because, yeah, we aren't in that scene yet.
Wait, that's what it shows?
Yes.
Who does PvP anymore?
I mean, okay, PvP maybe not as important, but abilities and items, that is kind of important.
I guess I'll pull that trailer up when we're done here then.
Well, you're like wondering why can a Magnemite suddenly not get hurt by ground damage? It's like, oh, levitate.
I mean, that's what I mean. Abilities are pretty damn important.
Okay, just because I'm probably the one editing this, I'm probably going to be putting the PvP trailer up on the screen right now. So it's going to be playing, and everyone's going to be like, "What's going on?" And I'm an asshole. So,
So who jizzed himself when he saw the very first trailer for the first time?
actually, I didn't. I got excited, but I also, kind of held myself, like, what do you call it? I'm holding expectation.
Now, don't get me wrong, the very first, I guess the sneak trailer, the one that we're not talking about, like you see that Japanese guy go into the cabin of that ship, and it's like, ooh.
I didn't see that. I saw a Japanese security guard walking through a museum.
That's it. I'm sorry, my mind went blank for a second, but still, that gave me some optimism.
Okay, yeah, I forgot about that one. Yes, that one.
It was a lot of fun.
That one got me pretty hyped on it.
That was some pretty good production.
Yeah, and we now have thing. All right, so so far from what I understand, we're confirmed that this region is based on Spain, I believe.
Yes, it's highly based off of it.
Yeah, and from what I'm understanding of the one trailer is basically we're gonna be they're like from everything that I'm seeing so far, and it's something that I'm loving, is that they're keeping a lot of the gameplay aspects from Legends Arceus and making that a mainline thing in Pokemon now. So,
which I am completely happy about. Mm-hmm. But yeah, some of the Pokemon names, if you actually paid closely, like that the grass one is actually Spanish.
Yes.
But yes, I am. I'll probably get more into it when we talk about the third trailer. But I'm actually really happy about this new battle aspect they're doing.
Well, I mean, backtracking a bit, I mean, I've been holding reservations about it until I could tell if it was Legends Arceus gameplay. Because for me and some of my friends, the only reason we will get this game is if it has Legends Arceus gameplay. And it's looking quite like it, but we're still tentative. It's not completely revealed yet, in my opinion.
Yeah, because so far what we're seeing is you've got we're seeing people sneaking around. I don't think we've seen any dive rolls quite yet, but from the look of it, we're gonna have the legendaries on hand quite early in the game, and they're gonna be taking the place of the Spirit Flute Pokemon.
The transportation system, yeah.
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 I mean, I get it for an open world game. It is good for an open world game, but it's kind of weird you'll have the legendary so soon.
Right? And that you use them for transportation.
Because the thing is, they introduced that other Pokemon that you could or could not be the pre-evolution, which they may be doing like in Sun and Moon, where they kind of hinted at the legendary with that Quasar Pokemon.
Uh-huh.
And depending on what version you have, it could depend on what version they'll evolve into.
Stay in the fucking bag!
I mean, if it's just that we're going to be using it and we're getting it from the beginning, that's kind of a missed opportunity. Like, we could use all sorts of other rideable Pokemon first, like in Let's Go, and then upgrade to having this multi-purpose transport when we catch it near the end as, the reward for catching the legendary.
But it's true, it's too soon that it looks like we're going to see this legendary Pokemon, at least according to something like, the people who've been, data mining, and the people who've been, looking at the map with extreme detail. It looks like you're going to see this Pokemon as soon as, right after the basic introduction at the beach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because the one trailer is showing us, your first day, your first day of school, you're going on a field trip, and it's really starting to feel like, okay, and the first thing you're going to do is you're going to meet this legendary Pokemon, and Like, I'm already kind of expecting, like, it's going to be, hey, look, I found this Pokemon. I can't put it in a ball, but it keeps following me around. And the professor's going to be like, oh, we've never seen this before. You should help us study it. And then as it keeps learning new forms to, fly, drive, swim, and all that stuff, it's like, oh, wow, this is incredible. I don't know, like, to a degree, I'm not super excited about that, because I agree with you guys. I think it'd be more interesting if instead there was just a Pokemon that, as it evolved, it gained more ability to do stuff.
Now, will we be able to battle this? I guess this bike / walking Flintstone car. Because what I've been seeing, it looks like we're not going to be battling with it. It's just purely transport only. From what I've been seeing from the trailers.
Kind of similar to how in RCS you have all those Pokemon that you don't use for battle, just for getting to places.
That's true.
Yeah, and you can, but with those ones, you can get your own version of them. Like, if you want, you can catch your own Stantler and evolve it into a Wyrdeer, or you can catch your own Teddiursa and get it up to an Ursaluna. Like, fuck, I was running Bravery because fucking Flying Psychic was fucking busted.
I'm curious as to what it means.
It's also the fact that... Oh, sorry, after you.
I'm curious as to what it means in a lore standpoint to have these legendaries right out the get-go that you just use as transportation beasts.
It does seem to make them a little less impressive.
Because the thing about Pokemon is they always have interesting lore. So I'm curious as to what it means in a lore standpoint, that this particular society has just easily able to do this.
Well, I have seen some theories, because they revealed, like, was it Cyclor? Like, looked like a smaller lizard. And a lot of
the one that can lose his tail.
theorize-
That seems to be his whole shtick.
Yeah. But I've seen some people theorize, like, that's the modern version, and then you got the Scarlet version is like an ancient form of it from the past, like a Hisuian form, and then the Violet one is like a future form come to the past. So like they're like
that's what I'm thinking too, because they're kind of hinting at
it.
that, but again, it's not confirmed.
I mean, that is totally right up their alley, though.
Yeah.
Especially seems to be quite a big theme of past versus future, particularly with the professors and the legendaries.
It may be like, that lizard thing, that small lizard thing, and it could just be, like you said, our timeline of that Pokemon. And like you said, if we had the Scarlet, we get something from the past, the Violet, we get the one from the future. But that's it. It's not like that small lizard will actually evolve into it. It's just that they are just related in the genus. I don't care if you guys fight me with this one, but Terrazal form, or that Terrazal thing, I was a bit underwhelmed about it. It was.
I agree.
I was actually just gonna move the conversation over to that one, and I was gonna say, so what do you guys think of turning our Pokemon into fucking sparkly diamond toys?
Basically, crystal gems with funny hats.
I honestly thought Game Freak was jingling keys at us.
Worst gimmick yet.
I mean, the only one that looks relatively nice is the whole Pikachu flying type thing, which is just clearly a reference to Flying Pikachu from Pokemon Yellow in the opening.
Now, if there are like exclusive Terrazal form instead of just a funny fruit hat, that might be interesting. Like with the Pikachu.
Yeah.
Like if there's like exclusive Pokemon that can turn into a certain Terrazal form, like they do with the Dynamax. Yeah, it makes the Pokemon bigger, but certain Pokemon have a whole new form when they Dynamax.
Well, that's the Gigantamax.
Gigantamax. Again, I never play Sword and Shield, so...
Yeah, same. But unfortunately, it doesn't look like it, because those same balloons that Pikachu had, you can see it on, like, when they use it on Drifblim and other mons. I think it's just that the crystals have certain just type appearances based on what type they are.
Yeah, and then basically it gives Pokemon to a degree, it gives them a new form. Like they were showing, like if you make Tyranitar Terralize, or whatever the fuck it's called, he then becomes a ghost type, and he's now immune to physical attacks and all that stuff. It's like,
well, that's like the only thing I actually am curious about with the whole competitive feature about it. Because yes, you can turn a normal type Pokemon into a ghost type, and boom, now they can't be hurt by fighting types.
Yeah, but apparently it's set like it's from what I'm understanding, it's gonna be like the move Hidden Power. Each Pokemon has a specific type that they will turn into. You can't control what their next.
From what I've been seeing and what I've been reading off the website, when you catch a Pokemon, its Terrazzle thing is hidden within itself. So if you catch one Pikachu, it could have the flying Terrazzle, but if you can catch a completely different Pikachu, it can have the electric one.
That is true. I just don't see myself using it very much.
Same.
Yeah.
Look, like I said, unless they're hiding something, like there's more to it. Like I said, was Gigantamax. I'm kind of underwhelmed about it. Now, before the first trailer came out, there's been a lot of data miners and a lot of people like doing research. And one of the aspects that people were strongly hinting at was the fact that certain Pokemon have a past and future form.
Interesting.
Like Primate having a more primitive form or something like that, and some Pokemon having a future form.
Oh,
And it was all exclusive to which version you get, whether you get the Scarlet version or the Violet version. So if you get like the Scarlet version, you get the primitive Primate, and if you get the Violet, you get the futuristic Primate.
So kind of like version exclusive regional variants, maybe?
Yes, exactly that. Because some people were like data mining, and people found like some vampire Clefairy.
But also keep in mind, the thing about data mining is sometimes you find things that weren't actually fully input in the game, but just leftover data from things that they decide to scrap.
Yeah, it was just thing to toss around on the rec room floor. Yes, but again, that's the whole thing with data mining. You have to pick apart what you have. Not everything is confirmed, but again, I saw a vampire Clefairy and it looked freaking awesome. Had like red eyes and fangs and bat wings. So I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be. I don't know if it's a final cut. I don't know if it's just going to be something that was dropped early in development.
I hope it's legit because I want a ghost fairy type.
Right? That sounds so amazing.
Kind of almost sounds like a fusion between Clefable and Gliscor.
Now, another thing I saw in the data mine was a water type. Now, it's not Diglett, but it's very similar to Diglett. It was like water type, and this is like some. Yeah, it's like a water type Diglett.
What if
but
that's
it's not
just
really Diglett,
Diglett's?
but it's like.
No. The thing we were just talking about.
Regional form?
Yeah, that. But in the data. Well, because again, it's data mining, so they might not necessarily have gotten all the imaging for it in their data mining. Because that is one of the things that sometimes they can change the Pokemon's type.
Because I guess I'm going to be stepping into the second trailer, but I guess in a competitive sense, what they did, I forgot what the Pokemon's name. It was in the previous generation. That rock fire type. That's basically just gimmick that he's like a coal oven, making
Colossal.
Yeah, basically the whole gimmick was that the Terrazzle turned him into a water type, and because of his ability, he actually got a power up by getting hit by a water attack. But because he became a water type, the attack was not effective.
I guess. I don't know. I feel like the only reason I'd use it is to power up the type it already has for more power. I just don't see why you'd want to change types when you can just bring out something of that type.
Well, that's the thing, because it's very niche doing that. Yes, you can have yourself a Magnemite and make it have like a Terrazzle Electric and boost up his electric attacks, or Terrazzle Ground and it just...
I mean, it could be helpful if you don't have the type of Pokemon you needed before that moment of the battle. Like, say, the area you're in, the certain types of Pokemon, and so you don't have yet in your roster this other type, and you get into a battle, and this Pokemon that you do have is at least able to change the type you need.
I suppose one benefit could be is to change is defensive typing change. Like, if you've got a Gyarados out and they bring out an electric, quickly change it to a ground so it's not going to be killed by it. But and sacrificing that stab bonus. But, again, why not just switch to a ground?
Or make it actually a legitimate dragon type for once.
I'm almost, the more we're talking about this, the more I'm starting to think like it's honestly sound like Terrazzle is primarily, I'm assuming I'm pronouncing that right, but it's primarily for competitive.
That's what I'm thinking too. Because not again, honestly feel Game Freak was when I saw the trailer, I was getting ready for them to talk about that, what I was talking about earlier, like the past and future forms. That's what I was getting ready for. That was amped for. I was like, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready. And now they're talking about this Terrazzle thing. It's like, oh, what is this? And it's like, I honestly felt they're just jingling keys at me. It's like, hey, look at this, look at this, look at this, look at what you can do. We can make them shiny. We can give them a funky fruit hat. It's like, what the hell? But then when I saw the second trailer, it was like, okay, you could use it competitively. It's like, okay, but honestly, who am I going to ever leave the house? I don't feel like battling people. I just want to play with my Pokemon. I don't want them all shiny. I just want to play.
Sorry, go ahead, Striker. I know you've been trying to say for a bit.
Sorry, it's what I originally thought the whole Terrazzle thing was supposed to... I thought it added the typing onto it. Like, instead of replacing it, it added a second, third type to it, depending on what it already had, as a great way to really... Yeah, that would have been a really, really cool way to mix things up, adding more typing.
People are thinking that maybe you can actually have this legendary third type on a Pokemon that people keep asking for. Like, what if Pokemon had 3 types?
Like Dragon with Gyarados.
Yeah, like it'll be Water, Flying, and Dragon. But for what I've been seeing on the website, on the official Pokemon website, and they kind of did this example with a Magnemite, it looks like it just replaces it. So instead of, Magnemite being electric steel, when you Terrazzle electric, it now becomes a pure electric, and it gets a huge electric stab bonus.
Yeah, I figured that's what it was. That's what I was saying. I feel like it's a wasted possibility. If it added the typing, that would definitely change things up.
This is just for me, this whole thing is just coming all the way back around for me, which is like it's basically Mega Evolution but with a different form, because Mega Evolution, like it was adding or changing typing on certain Pokemon, like Mega Charizard finally became a Dragon type and all that kind of shit.
And that was the thing. I love the whole Mega Evolution thing.
I love Megas.
I don't think Game Freak could ever come up with anything better than Mega Evolution. Because afterwards, when they did Sun and Moon, they did the whole Z move thing. It was like, okay, that's nice. They just, power up a move. But then they did the whole Gigantamax. Like, oh, okay. It's not like Mega Evolution, but it was nice. But then this Terrazzle thing is like, wah, wah.
Like, personally for me, it's like, just bring back Mega Evolution, please. Just bring that back. Stop coming up with new ideas until you come up with a good new idea. Because, like, the Dynamax was okay. The Gigantamax was better than Dynamax, but at the same time, just bring back, like, if you want, try and give us a combination of both Mega Evolution and Z move, because that's kind of what Dynamax did. Because Dynamax was, you turn into a giant Pokemon, now all your moves turn into super powerful moves.
Well, what I'm understanding, what Game Freak is trying to do is they're trying to make the whole Mega Evolution non-canon, because that whole Mega Evolution thing was exclusive only to that Pokemon only. They're trying to make us forget about it.
I figured the Dynamax thing was kind of like how Megas were just exclusive to certain mons. The whole Dynamax thing was so you can use any mon instead of just the ones that only had the Mega forms, which I understand, but I still think these Mega and exclusive Dynamax, Gigant, whatever version it is, for the new forms were just really cool.
Yeah, and even then, I know what you're saying there, Adam, but at the same time, Mega Evolution was technically in 3 games, because you had it in X and Y, you had it in Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, and it came back in Sun and Moon.
Wait, you had Mega Evolution in Sun and Moon?
Yeah, it's just that we didn't get to use them. People that we would face had Mega Evolution.
Oh. Okay, again, let me reiterate, I never played Sun and Moon to that extent. I just basically watch Let's Players and what people say on the Gab, so...
It's like, for me, it's just like, just bring back Mega Evolution.
I love Mega Evolution. It really changes up everything. And yes, I know it is difficult to come up with a Mega Evolution for every Pokemon. I get it. The Game Freak's artists are tired.
Yeah, but again, like every Pokemon doesn't need a Mega Evolution. It may because like for me, like my number one Pokemon of all time is Absol. Like he is my absolute favorite. But I'll see myself out. Goodbye.
Oh, you just love that emo Angel Wing Pokemon.
I'll admit I actually wasn't a huge fan of Absol's Mega Evolution form, but at the same time, it was like my favorite Pokemon. Hey, he has a Mega Evolution. Fucking awesome. But even then, others that I love. Tyranitar has Mega Evolution. Fuck yeah. Aggron has Mega Evolution. Fuck yeah.
Is that why that's why you almost exclusively play Absol and Pokemon Unite?
Maybe. but like I felt like the Mega Evolution, to that degree, like the Mega Evolution made it feel better. Like, or it helped, like, for, not better. It made, like, if you had a favorite Pokemon and it had a Mega Evolution, it made your favorite feel even more special.
Yeah, but for the people who have a favorite Pokemon and that did not have a Mega Evolution, they kind of felt left out.
It's because your favorite sucks! I'm kidding. Like, if anything, I would say for Mega Evolution, take away the need for like holding
I always hated that.
The IT item. Because like, yeah, I understand, like, if you want to have this Mega Evolution, you have to give up your ability to hold an item. Fair enough. I personally feel like have it be like a friendship thing. Like, can this Pokemon Mega Evolve? Yes or no, and then in order to unlock its Mega Evolution, you have to max out its friendship.
The power of friendship.
Exactly, because that way, when it comes to actually Mega Evolving your Pokemon, it's not just simply, oh, I now have this Pokemon, here's an item, boom, I immediately have a super powerful form of a Pokemon I literally caught an hour ago. No, make it that you actually have to work for it, not just find an item and boom, you now have it. Make it that you actually have to have a bond with that Pokemon in order to use it, so that way you can't just have someone, trade you a Pokemon that they have max friendship with.
Now, I strongly agree with that, because we need something like that, where you get yourself a Pokemon with a special form that can only get through actual hard work with the Pokemon.
Because currently we only have that in 3 Pokemon: Espeon, Umbreon, Sylveon.
Yep.
It's like, if you guys made the friendship meter exist
the friendship thing's
for
also
evolving
a thing for
Eevees.
That's not true.
Yeah. Like I'm pretty
There's
sure.
like 5 others
get,
that need friendship to
Yeah.
evolve.
Others.
Yeah.
There are other that
Isn't Crobat the same way?
I think, like,
Crobat,
Togepi, Lopunny,
Lucario.
Lucario, yeah.
I think Igglybuff and Clefable need it as well.
Also,
Okay. Clearly, I don't use those Pokemon.
they're very good.
What? Why would you not use Lucario and Crobat?
Oh, fuck, right. I've used Crobat before. Fuck, I forgot about that. Okay, so clear. I'm talking about my ass.
my
but,
goodness.
But at the same time, like, at the same time though, it's it's still just a handful of Pokemon. Like, we have almost 1,000 Pokemon, and we're maybe like what?
Are you serious?
I think it's like 900.
Like, you say handful of Pokemon just for this. Do you realize how many use evolution stones, and that was at the beginning? A handful. It's not something new.
I know. Let me finish. I'm just saying, like, if we have this system of friendship, and it's only used to evolve a handful of Pokemon, yet every Pokemon still has a friendship level, give it another mechanic other than it's.
They kind of did.
Well, the only other than evolution, the only thing the friendship thing really did was for the moves Return and Frustration.
They did use it in the Diamond and Pearl remakes. Friendship gave them more bonuses. There was a chance that they would resist an insta-kill, immediately get rid of a status effect, immediately get a crit, and a few other things, and it was all based on your friendship level.
Okay, wasn't aware of that. I did know that in like X and Y and Sword and Shield and all that, depending on how much you use the play with your Pokemon thing outside, like the outside of battle stuff, the more you did that, the higher their love for you became. Then they'd shrug off getting knocked out and stuff like that to a degree, or they'd land crits more easily and stuff like that.
Yeah, they did that for Diamond and Pearl remakes, and they put it on steroids. It's really strong.
Holy shit! I'll have to go back.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to go back to playing Shine or Brilliant Diamond. I got bored.
You're not
of it.
missing much. You're not missing much.
I got bored of it.
Okay. The only thing you're missing is probably the strongest victory road ever made.
Oh yeah,
Like Cynthia and the Elite Four in that game are the strongest in any game.
Oh yeah, that's how it was in the original Diamond and Pearl. Because for me, I've steamrolled every Elite Four, except for Diamond. No matter how much I trained, no matter how hard I tried, I fucking had to earn that goddamn victory.
Yes. Just a smidge.
I feel like we're getting off track.
Just a little bit, yeah. So,
wasn't we supposed to be talking about a new game that's coming out?
I also not to. I feel like we haven't really heard from Hoso.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like we've kind of haven't given him a chance.
we have a Cards Against Humanity card of cutting him off for a reason.
Yeah. I mean,
Do you have any opinions, Hoso?
like I said, I haven't not really played in a while, and the fact I haven't played Shield yet, I don't have too much to say, but I know I have something to contribute, so I'm just waiting for that moment, I guess.
Okay.
Oh, he's waiting for his moment. He's waiting for his dramatic entrance.
I hopefully we touch on what will allow him to.
I want
jump
to talk
in,
about the
'cause I have no
starters.
idea what he has to say, but yeah, moving on to the.
Excellent.
We'll get to that in a sec, because next what I want to talk about is a thing I am both excited and apprehensive about, which is their claim that you can play with up to 4 friends.
Oh,
That
yes.
was really awesome.
Yes!
I am hyped about that.
Well, because, some games have, the whole find local blah, 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 too. But chances are this is just going to be pure,
Well, yeah.
with the internet, which, then have to pay for to use the internet. Which is BS.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, well,
true.
this is a COVID world, so none of us are even anywhere near each other.
Yeah, so obviously we'd be using the internet for that, but the thing that I'm apprehensive about that with is how limited is it? Is it simply, if you're out in the wild and exploring the region, you can explore with friends, or can you all like go into a town together, go into a gym together, and literally just take turns
Or just
beating
become
the
a
shit out of the
4-way
gym
team
leader
instead of a 2-way team.
one by one?
Well,
Now, what I'm
from what
curious
the
about...
Oh,
Now, what I'm...
well...
Okay, no,
sorry.
sorry, I want to...
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna say
yeah.
I'm gonna barge in here just to go off of what Sakura said. I don't want that. What I want is, because again in Legends Arceus, the combat system for trainer versus trainer really opened everything up, because while you're in battle, you can actually still control your character and run around and do stuff. I don't see why they can't set it up that people who aren't battling can literally stand on the side and spectate the fight in real time. I don't see why.
That sounds awesome.
I don't see why we can't have that as a setup, so that way literally whoever's fighting first just goes up and then everyone else just stands there and watches the fight.
That sounds actually pretty cool.
Or like if you want to, you can run up to either you can have your trainer run up to your friend's trainer who's battling, and you can do the whole goofy like, you got this, man, you got this, or run over to the opposing trainer and be like, you got nothing, you shit, you can't do nothing.
Okay. Also, hands up if you're that type of person who purposely walk in front of your Pokemon during an attack, just hoping your Pokemon will attack you.
Guilty.
It's just so fun.
Now,
innocent.
That's, the other thing is a cheering system.
Yes.
I've noticed. Apparently, there is a time-based cheering system that can actually, give you power-ups, heal.
Really?
Which might be included in the whole friends playing with you mechanic too. If they can spectate, maybe they can cheer.
That could work, because again,
That's cool.
in Sword and Shield, when you went into Dynamax raids, if your Pokemon got knocked the fuck out, you had to wait a full turn before your Pokemon could be thrown back into the Dynamax battle. And while you were KO'd, you had the option of doing nothing or cheering for your teammates.
That is awesome.
So yeah, that's something that could be that's something that could be done. But just going back to what Sakura was saying, like I said, like I'd rather it be like you can spectate your friend battling versus it turning into a 2, 3, or 4-on-1 battle. Because I played the cooperative mode in Let's Go Pikachu, and being able to do a 2v1 in gyms and stuff was such a joke. Like it made the game. It made the game so easy. It's like I don't know. It made Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee feel like it was literally made for the 4-year-old who wants to play Pokemon, so that way they've got an older sibling helping them beat the game.
I mean, that's more or less how it was advertised, isn't it? Is a parent helping their child and bonding over Pokemon.
Fair enough. And to that degree, yeah, I get that. When I finally have kids, I'll probably play Let's Go Pikachu with them, because my kids are going to be Pokemon trainers whether they like it or not. But
They don't get a
Keep
choice.
them away from Fortnite.
yeah, definitely better than Fortnite.
That being said, now, as for the people joining you, one thing I've been really curious about when I saw in the trailer is when you're all roaming about the world with wild Pokemon, and you're all working together to catch a Pokemon, are you all going to catch the same Pokemon, or is it going to be like a competition who throws the Pokeball first? Or is the Pokemon magically going to perform mitosis and you both get it?
Personally, I hope that it's only one of you can get it, because that way, again, it turns into an adventure.
Yeah.
Because like,
Yeah.
again, like,
True.
because especially if, and I'm not happy about this, but odds are it's only going to be in the wild area where you're going to be able to travel with your friends. Like, odds are that's all it's going to
think
be.
so. I was just thinking it might be something
Yeah.
like that.
If that's the case, then
Probably.
have it that only one of you can catch the Pokemon, because that way it honestly turns into an adventure. Because like, if all 4 of you can split up and go to any area of the wild, like just any area of the world you want while still playing together, then you can literally be like, I found one of what so and so is looking for, and then everyone can bum rush to their location.
I actually love that idea, but I actually, guys, I have to actually step out for a second, so I'll be right back.
Okay.
It all depends on how much, because we know we've got some of the open world and traversal from Arceus being transferred over. It depends if the catching mechanic is also being transferred over.
Personally, I would like that, because I liked the idea of the battles being optional.
Same.
I liked the whole, I'm just gonna sneak up on you. Like, I won't lie, in Legends Arceus, I was very guilty for getting out the heavy ball, or as I like to call it, the concussion ball. And just sneaking right up behind a Pokemon point blank, and then just boom, nailing it in the back of the head. I was like, and when you wake up, you're gonna feel that. I loved the heavy ball, because the first time I threw one and it failed to reach the Pokemon, I just heard it hit the ground. I was like, oh my god, it's like fucking throwing a thick ball of lead.
Yep. It probably
Yeah,
was a
I had
thick
that
ball
experience.
of lead.
It's like, you're not catching the Pokemon, you're literally trying to concuss the poor thing. This is animal cruelty using this thing.
That's where you draw the line at animal cruelty, not using them for underground battles.
Hey. They have yet to give us a game where we actually get to participate in an underground battle. Everything we've done is on the up and up so far. Government sanctioned.
Perfectly legitimate,
Good point.
with free healthcare
point.
for them
Good point.
available nearby.
Fair point. But still.
Alright, moving on to the next point. And then, actually, yeah, we'll quickly touch on this. Starters, because Sakura brought it up.
Yes.
Grass kitty.
I was about to say, who isn't getting the grass kitty?
I want Fey Coco.
I always started with grass
I want
anyway,
Fey
so
Coco.
it's a win-win.
Sorry, say that again, Sakura.
I want Fey Coco. I want my fire crocodile.
Okay, Striker.
I haven't decided.
I'm probably going grass kitty, but I'm just gonna say this right fucking now. That fucker better say quadrupedal, because if they pull another goddamn
yeah.
Incineroar, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah, I've
Oh my
seen
god!
so
Why
much
is everyone
about
so
that.
mad about the Incineroar? It's really not that bad.
It's
It's really not.
it's because we've had firefighting for so long, and we got sick of it. And when we heard we were getting a fire dark type as the final evolution, and we saw the first two versions of Litten, everyone got excited, like, oh my god, it's gonna be like this fucking black flame Liger, and we're gonna be getting. Instead, we got fucking Tiger Mask. It's like, should have just fucking made him firefighting instead of lying to us, you goddamn assholes.
I mean, I understand your point, but like when you see like, I've seen some artwork of people who redrew like the starters that go from on 4 legs to 2 legs. The 4-legged versions actually look really cool of what we could have had, and it just kind of fits the evolution line better.
Yeah.
I think it's just the sudden from quadruped to on 2 legs thing is just so jarring. That's why people are disappointed at it.
Yeah, like Fennekin's evolution to Delphox, it kind of worked because we went from Fennekin on 2 legs to Brazen on 2 legs, or Braxian, or however pronounce the name, and like it kind of worked. Whereas with Litten, I can't remember what the second evolution was.
It's basically a spikier version of Litten.
Yeah, it was like we had like
that
it was
sounds right.
like it was like cat into like we went from cat to kind of like a lynx. And so we thought we were going to be going into like a saber-toothed tiger or something, and instead we got I get it. Pokemon was making a reference and like a shout out and a pat nod and all that to a legendary Japanese wrestler. I get that. It was a nice nod, but I would have preferred if you did that in the form of a legendary or a pseudo legendary, not a starter that had so much potential to be something that we were like foaming at the mouth for.
It's not even just a Incineroar, it's really any mon that goes from 4 legs to 2 legs any starter that goes from 4 legs to 2 legs that people complain
Or
about.
2
and
legs
I've
to
seen...
no legs.
Snivy.
I'm trying to remember. Well, actually, I mean, that's a pretty cool evolution. I got nothing wrong with that.
I wasn't
yeah,
the biggest fan of
can't-
it myself.
I just can't remember the other ones. What are the other starters that went from 4 legs to 2 legs?
There was Tepig to Embor.
Yeah, that's another one I saw. Yeah, that's another one, yeah. It's just some of the artwork I've seen of these ones staying on 4 legs makes me
Cyndaquil.
want the 4-leg ones. It still is on 4 legs, kinda. It just kind of...
It just stands
leans
on
up
its
to
hind
fight.
legs.
Yeah, that's not really
Sometimes.
the same thing.
Like I think honestly, I think that's the reason why Cyndaquil to Typhlosion is forever one of my favorites.
Yeah, so I'm getting off track. Rewinding a little bit. The reason why I haven't got a starter that I'm picking is I have they're not very interesting. Honestly. To me, every generation there's been one that stands out, or 1 or 2 that stands out. For me, this time, none of them stand out for me.
Fair enough. Like for me, I'm definitely leaning I'm leaning towards Grass Kitty. The Fire Crocodile is also interesting, but a big thing for me is definitely going to be
I like
coming
his
down
little
to
face.
what do the evolutions look like.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's what's going to sell it for me.
But even then, quite often when I play Pokemon, like fucking the last few generations, it's literally been, okay, you got your starter Pokemon. Awesome. I've now caught the first Pokemon I'm going to keep in my team for the rest of the game. And starter Pokemon goes in the box.
I've never done that. I've always kept my starter
No,
Pokemon with
yeah, I
Same
always
here.
have my starter.
Oh, no.
Always keep the
They're-
starter.
they're all
I've
bros.
abandoned
They're
my
all
starter
Vital Dies.
quite a bit.
They are
Why?
Vital Dies.
mean, Yeah, I mean, it's not like they're weak or anything. Starter Pokemon are usually pretty powerful.
Oh no, I know that they're powerful. It's just for me, it's just like, do I give a shit about this Pokemon? Do I like Sun and Moon? After Litten's final, like after Incineroar was revealed, I was like, and I don't give a fuck about any of them. That's all it was. Like,
Rowlet was the best.
How can you not love the adorable round owl?
Okay, I'll admit Rowlet was adorable, and I did use Rowlet in one playthrough, but goddamn, his middle evolution was cringe.
Come on, that's
the emo owl.
Every middle stage is cringe. Like seriously, whoever remembers the middle stage?
I do. Quilava is badass.
Well, not everyone can be the cool kid.
That is always the problem with the middle stage of Mons. They're kind of like the in-between between the cute one you're looking for and the badass end of the line. And they're caught in the middle. They just, they're just this thing you... Yeah, that's just what you go through to get to the final stage. Like
they're the awkward puberty. No Pokemon embodies that more than Combuskin.
I was thinking Charmeleon, but
I don't know. Charmeleon I felt was okay.
then again, I'm going based off the anime.
Yeah, that was more of anime interpretation because
yeah,
Ash was a shit trainer.
To be fair, the actual evolution does make him go from pretty adorable to pretty aggressive.
Fair enough.
Then again, so does Squirtles.
yeah.
Alright, so was that all we want to talk about with the starters?
Well, when you guys all first saw Quaxley, how many of you made Donald Duck jokes?
Yeah, I saw it.
Guilty.
I saw the memes at least.
Yep.
I'm kind of curious of what their finals, like, not just what their final stage looks like, but their typing. I goddamn hope they stick to them being dual typed. Like, they get a dual type at the end. That makes them so much more interesting. I'm just curious what that combination is. So we've got a fire alligator starter. He could end up as a fire water, which would be a really cool combo.
That would be fascinating.
Yeah.
Just I'm already expecting the grass cat to possibly be grass fairy, just based on how it looks.
Yeah, I was just thinking just that.
Not a bad shout. I wonder if they'll do a proper triangle with their second typings.
Yeah.
We'll have to see. Like,
Then again, there's only one other true type triangle other than the starter.
Yeah, like honestly, for me, just because we're talking about starters, I've been fantasy creating my own Pokemon world based in Canada. Because of course, and
nice.
Straight up for me is like I'd love this to happen solely because for me the grass starter would be a coyote that would evolve into like its final evolution would become a Timberwolf that would be a grass ice type.
Ooh,
that sounds
cool.
that sounds pretty cool.
Might have to do a thing where I just straight up talk about that idea at some point because I've got quite a bit planned out, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah.
But wait. Back to your fantasy Canada Pokemon world. Would we finally get a moose Pokemon?
Yeah. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
I'm a toss up on that if the moose would either be one of the final starter evolutions or if it would be the legendary Pokemon of the Aurora Borealis. Because the idea there would be just this big ass moose, and its horns are made of the Aurora Borealis.
Wouldn't that kind of step on Xurkitry's toes a little much?
Fuck Xurkitree. He's the tree of life. He's not the tree of the spoopy sky.
Yeah.
All right, but back to Scarlet and Violet. Moving on to the next part for me, which I always feel is an important part of any Pokemon game, and that is the villains.
Oh, Team Star?
Yeah, I'm kind of underwhelmed at the moment. Like, I get it, where they're doing the whole like you're in school and all that, and so therefore, obviously, the bad guys, the evil team you're dealing with, are the school delinquents.
I think that's a brilliant idea.
But at the same time, we've gone through so many games when you were a child literally beating up adult bad organizations. So why stop now?
Because they stopped it like 2 or 3 generations ago.
Yeah, like
No,
the last time we
no,
really stopped the. Okay, to be fair, like X and Y, you had Team Flare, which was, I won't lie, in terms of their design and all that, they were kind of underwhelming. And it was kind of the first time where we straight up had a guy going, "I'm going to destroy the world because that's what's best for the world." It's like, okay,
Again, that was Team Galaxy's goal as well.
yeah.
I would like to point out-
kind of Team Plasma's goal as well.
I would like to point out in Sun and Moon, you're dealing with maybe teenagers, but also young adult gangsters, more or less. And then there's also Rainbow Rocket.
Yeah, I was getting to that. Okay, first off, we don't talk about Rainbow Rocket. That was such a missed opportunity, in my opinion. But
It was.
But
Still proved my point.
as far as
fighting adults.
Yeah, like we'll talk about Sun and Moon. I can't remember what the sequel Sun and Moon was called, but we don't talk about that because that should have Rainbow Rocket should have been a DLC expansion, not buy the whole game all over again so you can have a different trainer and extra content post game.
Yep.
Fuck that pissed me off. Anywho,
Capitalism.
Sun and
Isn't that what isn't that what third games usually do?
Usually,
I mean,
but this
yeah.
it wasn't even a third game. Like, we thought it'd be called Pokemon Eclipse. No, it was just Pokemon. Here's Sun and Moon again, and that's all it was. Is barely
But
anything
isn't
changed.
that what- Isn't that what Crystal and Platinum did?
Yeah, but again, that was Crystal and Platinum. The way that the follow-up Sun and Moon games were advertised was feeling like it was going to be a sequel, kind of like how Black and White 2 were.
Ah, I see.
But in the end, it was like, no, all the new stuff could have just been an expansion. Like, literally, you could have just given us an expansion.
Oh, I see. Sorry, I wasn't in the know on that. Fair enough.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, no worries. But again, like going back to the baddies, Sun and Moon, like, you started off with Team Skull, and to a degree, like, I liked the swerve they gave us, because they had us feeling like Team Skull are the bad guys, and what were they called? The Aos Corporation.
Mm-hmm.
They had us feeling like, yeah, they're these Pokemon conservationists. They're these good people. It's like, yeah, they are, but at the same time, no, they swerved us like, no, they're the bad guys. They're evil. Even though they didn't really swerve, because the first time you met, I can't remember what her name was, so I'm just going to call her MILF. Every time, when you first met MILF,
What?
she straight up had that, she straight
The
up
evil
gave
scientist lady.
She straight up gave away that they're evil because she had the evil smile and expression on her face, like, they're baddies. They're baddies.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I kind of liked that, because that was the first time we really had two organizations we had to deal with. But even then, at the end, like, Team Skull then helped you take down Aos Corporation, because they're like, no, we're just fuck the rules and all that. We're not about destroying the world.
Yeah, we live in the world.
This sounds familiar. Did they do the same thing with Team Yell?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Team Yell, and even Team Yell was. I get it. The joke was they're supposed to be the obnoxious soccer hooligans. Because because of how much because of how, like, the gym battles and all that were very much set up similar to, like, soccer stadiums and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Which I won't lie, I loved that. I loved having the crowd cheering during the gym battles and all that. I thought that was so fucking cool.
Right.
God.
Because you'd think there'd be spectators in previous games too, you know?
Yeah. But
Well, to be fair, in those cases, it's a case of you're just showing up to take on the gym leader. These are scheduled events, so people can actually go to them.
yeah. Yeah, so, like,
God damn, I feel so dumb. I did not realize that's what Team Yell was. That's my goddamn country it's based off, and I didn't see it.
But yeah, because
I'm American and
Team
even
Yell's
I
whole
picked up on that.
because Team Yell's whole thing is they're the obnoxious soccer
damn it.
hooligans who are just hardcore. Well, they're again.
Yeah, I see it. I see it. They've got the flags and everything. God damn it! They got the goddamn scarves in the face. How did I not
Striker's
see
whole
that?
world has been shattered. You have
How
shattered
did I not
him.
see that?
His mind is blown. He'll never be the same again.
Oh, god damn it! I thought they were just obnoxious punks.
Soccer hooligans, yes, or football, as you say.
Well, okay, a bit more of like the goth,
yeah,
punk rock type punks, but god damn it!
yeah. But again, like their whole thing, their whole story began and ended with the one gym challenger Marnie, because their whole thing was, we're gonna do everything we can to ensure that Marnie wins the gym challenge. That's all we're doing, and we're gonna get in everyone else's way. And like that wasn't really evil. It was kind of a dick move, but it wasn't really evil. And then
Weren't they also
out of
hired
nowhere,
to
it's
do
like.
it?
And then at the very end of the whole thing is like, by the way, the guy who's like runs the biggest corporation and provides power to the whole country, yeah, he's planning to do something evil because we're gonna run out of power in 1,000 years, and when that happens, it's gonna fall into anarchy. It's like, what, dude? You have 1,000 years to come up with a solution, and your solution is blow everything up. The
sense.
fuck.
But this
It was
just
probably
reiterates my
cheaper.
point. This reiterates the point. We haven't taken on an evil team in 2 generations.
Yeah, like the last evil, like Team Flare was an evil team. Personally, I again, like for me, like the best teams were like Team Aqua and Team Magma. I loved them. Team Rocket, yeah, they're a rich evil organization, but like for the best ones were Team Aqua, Team Magma, and Team Plasma. Like those, I loved those guys.
I feel like the anime has made it so you can't take Team Rocket seriously anymore.
Fair enough.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it was because of Team Rocket as well that for the longest time, I was like, poison Pokemon are shit. Why would you ever use them? And now it's
mean,
like,
they-
I love poison types.
I mean, until Fairy, they kind of were.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, they were only good against grass and bug type. That was it.
Which you have plenty of other types to use against that.
Yep.
Yep.
But back to the original point, I think it's a great idea that the evil team, quote unquote, is the school delinquents. It's great for the context. It gives you a new spin on the team. Sure, they're not going to be the evil endgame bad guys, probably, but still, it's just.
be
I
more-
think it's just a great idea for the setting.
Probably be more like bullies than they are like evil doers.
Yeah. Kind of like how in Arceus, that trio of girls were more like an annoyance than anything.
Again, they were like ancient Team Rocket.
Yes.
Like I said about the whole can't take them seriously.
They were amusing, and
I quite liked them.
Oh,
I wish
yeah.
they had a bigger impact on the story. I feel like there was a bigger story that they could have been involved in.
there could have been more. Like if anything, it could have turned out that, like they're connected to another group, and that's why they first or something. But even then, I kind of liked how they were just doing their own thing. Like they were fun, and
But I definitely felt like they had a connection, a reason why they've gone rogue, and a reason why they left their respective tribes that could have really been developed more.
yeah. But even going back to all this, like if the games continue with what they've been doing since Sun and Moon, where you've got the 2 groups, which is, like the one that first appears evil, then you've got the swerve surprise. Here's the actual evil corporation or evil people. Team Star is probably going like team like. Oh god, how hilarious would this be? Just because we're keeping with a school setting, right? Team Star are the delinquents that were being sent to stop, but the actual evil people trying to destroy the world are the teachers.
That would be hilarious.
Down to the stool faculty!
I mean, that is basically just repeating the same storyline for the 3rd time.
Yeah. Like, I'm just saying, like, it's possible.
To be fair, though, the trailers indicated that it's one of the third story routes, so it could be a completely different thing going on with them.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we'll have to see where that's going. Like we're still like, what is it? It's the beginning of September right now. It's like we've still got arguably 2.5 months until the game comes out.
Right. I hope it's not too buggy since it's coming out in a short amount of time since after Arceus' release.
Okay,
to be fair, I feel like Arceus and Diamond and Pearl remakes were like in the pipeline for ages, and then COVID kind of pushed everything back.
I hope that's the case because developing grinding always destroys a game because then it's not ready, but they'll push them through because the corporations won't let the employees sleep.
Yeah, I know, especially with Pokemon.
From what I have from different things that I've heard, and so like take what I'm about to say with a grain of salt. This is just rumors that I've heard. Apparently, the reason that Scarlet and Violet are coming out this year instead of next year solely comes down to Legends Arceus, because of how much stuff they changed gameplay wise with Legends Arceus, like the controls and the world, like just so much of the gameplay was changed that Legends Arceus was almost released as a like kind of a testing the waters kind of thing. It was like, we're gonna put this out there and see what people think, because at the time of Legends Arceus being released, Scarlet and Violet had all those was being built around using the same game mechanics.
Really?
And it was to see like what do the fans think? Do they like this change? Because if they like this change, then we're just going to keep doing what we're doing and the game will be out faster. If they reject this, then we're going to have to like tear down and rebuild Scarlet and Violet's game mechanics to go back to the traditional stuff that people are used to. And because of the fact that Legends Arceus was not universally, because there were a lot of people saying, fuck this, go back to the old system. But because
there's always going to be people like that.
But because there were so many of us just going, oh my god, this is fucking amazing, I feel like an actual Pokemon trainer, oh my god, yes! That's why they said, okay, we can push Scarlet and Violet out this year if we work hard enough, because we can just go off of what we were already working on.
Make it in time for the Christmas rush.
Yep.
I really hope that is true, because I was worried it was the opposite. Like, they put Legends Arceus out as a spin-off, like, okay, we're going to do this, what they wanted, and the big success, like, oh god, this is really good, quickly change the whole thing of the next game so it matches. But if it's the other way round, I will be very happy.
Yeah, right. That's a rumor that I've heard. And again, like if Legends Arceus had been a flop or people had rejected the change in gameplay, then it would be like, no, we're not getting Scarlet and Violet until 2023, 2024.
That makes sense. That does make sense.
Is there anything else that you guys really feel need to talk about with this?
One thing I thought about was, if they bring a new evolution, which one would it be?
Okay.
They're not.
I want a ghost type. I want a ghost type Eevee so bad.
Like again, like they dropped the ball. They've dropped the ball quite a few times in terms of giving us new evolutions.
They have.
Like straight up, the Galar region, Great Britain. Why the fuck did we not get a Steel and Dragon type?
Right. Missed
Where was
opportunity.
Our fucking Steel and Dragon type?
Heck, you could have done a ghost type for that one too.
Yeah, I could have done ghost
because all kinds of Gaelic.
You could probably do ghosts for Spain. So.
I was about to say, like, again, we're going to Spain. Like, you look at different things.
We could also get a steel type for that too. For Spain.
I was more thinking maybe poison and ghost type would be good for Spain.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I'm just saying, because the aims like the Spanish Inquisition, things like that, you could still potentially get a steel type and make it kind of fit. But yes, ghost type.
I was thinking Spanish Inquisition as well. That's why I was going ghost type.
Dark.
Give us a ghost type Eevee, please. Ghost type evolution.
They're not going to make more evolutions. Stop asking. If they're going to do something like that, make a new Mon with a similar Eevee gimmick for the rest of the types.
Ooh, I never even thought of that.
Ooh.
Fair enough.
Fair
enough.
Interesting.
That could be neat.
That's the whole thing, but the whole thing saying that Eevee has covered all the special attack types, so we make a new one which looks maybe a little tougher, and they can have all the physical types.
Fuck, I never even thought of that. Strike, Game Freak, hire this man. But yeah, with that, I think it's time for us to cut this. We're about at an hour, a little over an hour here. So
Yes.
Yeah.
Was that your big entrance you wanted, Hoso?
No, it was just something I thought about. It was just, everyone always talks about the other evolutions, and I thought, hey, we're talking about Pokemon. Why not? New game, so it's a possibility.
Fair enough. But
what was the thing you wanted to talk about then?
I don't really know. I just, like I said, if something came up, maybe there was something I could chip in.
Well, here's something you chipped in. Good job.
Yes, you did.
I thought there was something else, but I can't remember that off the top of my head now. So
Fair enough. Honestly, I'm kind of looking forward to seeing more regional variants. That's always been my favorite part of the newer games.
oh yeah, the regional variants have been fun.
They're
And I
always
hope
so cool.
that none of them are Kanto. Give the other generations some more love.
Yes.
Give them.
well, we already got
regional
Wooper,
variants.
so
Yeah, exactly. It's like, and that's why I'm happy it's the Johto, because I think Johto needs some more.
It does. Johto was really good. It needs more loving.
Exactly. I feel like Johto really gets shafted because it's just another part of Kanto.
Right.
yeah.
So, Johto and what? I can't remember whatever the third generation
Hoenn.
region's
Hoenn.
called. Thank you. Johto and Hoenn regional variants. That's what I want to see.
I would love to see some regional variations on Seviper and Zangoose.
Oh, that would be so cool.
Yeah. I feel like this is the good place for that.
Yeah.
Though the thing with the snake types would be a little tricky, because does Spain even have snakes?
I mean, the one of the recent trailers revealed a giant rock crab.
Oh, that'd be fun.
That is what it is. It's a giant rock crab.
I
That's what we're
expect to
getting.
see a lot of memes with the Pokemon rock crab in relation to the death of Queen Elizabeth II, because that's been the big meme, is just releasing the crabs.
I thought the beam I've been seeing is pretty much her and Princess Diane fighting at the pearly gates.
Oh yes, that one's been a follow up too, but the crab thing's been like on hold since when we were first thinking she was dying to get ill. Same with the Megamind meme of, and there is no Queen of England.
Oh.
Wow.
For me, when we're talking about
I'm on Tumblr a lot. These are the memes I see.
Wow.
I see.
For me, I thought we were going when you were talking about crabs and memes. I thought we were going to be going with here's this giant enemy crab,
No.
and
No,
you must
it's
attack
just,
his
no,
weak
no,
point.
it's just this crab dancing thing. It technically has no Annie. It has no it's a non sequitur thing, but it's Tumblr, so you know.
Yeah.
Well, with that, I guess this means that we're
Yeah.
ending this podcast with the crab rave. That's how it's ending now. That's playing now. Congratulations. So
I'm just happy for another crab Pokemon.